Nilesh Bigala, would you have any opinion on that? Today, Arvind Kejriwal has been called the kingpin, as it were, of the alleged liquor scam. They're saying he is the key conspirator. That 45 crore rupees of the 100 crore rupees that were paid in kickbacks, well, a lot of that money was in cash, and that cash was given off in Goa to fight the elections. But do you see this as feasible for a chief minister to continue even after being arrested? Because if you just look back to what happened with Ms. J. Jayalalitha, she had, tendered her resignation a day after she was arrested. Many people will say that's the practical thing to do. Mr. Bigala, that question was for you, in case you heard me.
Is it for me?
Yes, Mahesh, go ahead, please.
Yeah, sure. Shreya, definitely, just because he's still, the court has to yet to decide whether he's going to get the bail or he's going to be sent to the ED custody. But nothing, as the other lawyers said in the co-panelists said, nothing prohibits him from ruling. It is up to the Aam Aadmi Party to decide, who's their leader is going to be. And probably the court might grant, if he is given to the ED custody, the court might give additional specific timing and all that for him to govern from the jail or ED custody. But that's let's wait and see, not to jump into the conclusion yet. But however, we need to look at this arresting the Kejriwal ji and even the Kavita ji, whoever it is in this case, after investigating for the last 2 years, right after the election commission announcing the elections, then arresting both the leaders, Kavita ji and Arvind Kejriwal ji. It is nothing but as a political vendetta. See what happens, I don't want to get into the legality of the case, but what is happening in the country, whoever is not part of NDA or not part of BJP, they have to face all this ED, CBI and IT rights. But if Arvind Kejriwal was part of NDA, do you expect that this case would be arrested today? So that's the question the nation is asking. If we was in the part of NDA or BJP, why the cases are not there? Are there not corrupt people in NDA or BJP? Are there no charges against them? That is the country, the nation is asking those questions. The BJP has to answer that, is the same law applicable for all the parties, even including BJP and all other opposition parties? That's the question BJP has to answer.
In fact, it's a question that has been asked even within court. That what's it with the ED? On one pocket there is virtue and only in one pocket there is vice. You never see any vice on the other side, which is the side of the BJP. There's only vice on the side of the India Alliance. It's for the Enforcement Directorate to defend their track record, and their track record is not stellar. We are all aware of that. But right now, I don't think any one of us in this panel is in a position to be judge, jury, executioner to say whether Mr. Kejriwal is guilty or not. The ED today very confidently actually has told the Rouse Avenue Court that whatever we are saying, we have facts and we have proof to back what we are saying. The question is there a money trail? Mr. Singhvi has argued very eloquently in court today that where was the need to arrest Mr. Kejriwal in the way it was done? If you had any questions for him, give him those questions and he will answer them. It's not like he's a flight risk. It's not like he's in a position to influence witnesses in any case. So why arrest him? That was the crux of the argument that was made by Abhishek Manu Singhvi. But Parvez Memon, can I just get you in here? Over the last 24 hours, I have heard the word president's rule, not very often, but in one or two discussions. Can there be a situation where there's a possibility where that is invoked, given the fact that the Aam Aadmi Party has complete brute majority in Delhi? Complete brute majority.
In my view, Shreya, it's not possible. It's just speculation that people are throwing in and out of the ring today and during the course yesterday. But given the fact that they have numbers in the assembly, and as these things shape up after, say, a few days, I am sure that even if Mr. Kejriwal is not bailed out, if at all, then they may have other leaders to substitute him as the chief minister to smoothly run the government. It's only in exceptional cases that the president's rule can be invoked with certain stringent, situations and preconditions attached there too. So I don't see in this case there could be a chances of any precedence rule being invoked on the Delhi Union Territory. If at all they do such an act, I'm sure it will be subject to challenge in the courts. It will not stand the court scrutiny.
Okay.
Can I come in?
Okay. I'm glad you clarified that. Yes, go ahead, please. Go ahead, and then I'll go across to Bhavtosh to find out what exactly is taking the court so much time in deciding what to do with Mr. Kejriwal. But go ahead, please.
Shreya, let me tell you one thing. Mr. Kejriwal, under the Prevention of Corruption Act, is a public servant. And in the case of bureaucracy who are public servants, analogy can be drawn. If you are within the jail for more than 48 hours, suspension automatically takes place. There is other principle which flows from public services in the Constitution that a person against whom inquiry is pending, investigation going on, whether criminal or otherwise, then that person needs to be suspended from the position he is, because impartial inquiry cannot be conducted if a person remains the chief minister, because there is a possibility of obstruction of investigation, not providing various material which is required. So these are two precedents that can be kept in mind, because he is a public servant under the Prevention of Corruption Act.
Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to request you to wait for a bit.